Now, I know someone's gonna be like, I knew you'd be back, Rhyme, but it's funny because in that last video, I literally said that I think I have more boxes coming, but I don't know what I ordered. And I'm not even joking. The second I finished recording that video, I got a knock on my door and I see that more packages got dropped off. And I think I have one more batch of like 3 boxes coming, and then that's it. And the reason I say that's it is because these are really hard to get now. They're very expensive. And again, you should never chase serialized. But hey, maybe this last one is gonna be crazy. So once again, since we ordered a 3-pack or 3-box pre-order, we do get this limit over special pack volume 1, which there is a volume 2 that's coming out. Why did I take this? It's kind of annoying. There is a volume 2 coming out. I guess it wasn't that crazy. There's a volume 2 coming out next, and volume 2 is going to consist of stuff like Dragon Master Magia, Chaos Angel. In this specific one, what they have is Red Ice Dark Dragoon, which is a good pull. The Mirror J, which we pulled 2 videos ago. There is Kurikara as well. Dominus Purge. Some pretty good ones. And these cards you can't actually pull in the set, so keep that in mind. So let's see what we got. Let's just open it this way, I guess. Yeah, and I will use a slit. So if I pulled, let's do it backwards. If I pulled the Mirror J last time, which is what I wanted, what do I want next? I guess I would say Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Oh, you cannot script this any better. You cannot script this any better, gang. We got the Dragoon full art and the Mirror Jade in the first. Wow. Okay. Now, I do want to note, this is what we're getting in the Rarity Collection 5, which is coming out in like a couple weeks now. And there's 10 cards, which consists of this, Dominus Purge, Super Poly, the Mirror Jade. So it's actually a good first 5 starters for overframes. This looks good. I wonder if ours is going to be just shiny. Yo, I already see issues with grading because of how shiny and how much like foil there is in this card. This is actually immaculate printing. But if you end up grading this, which you should not grade every card. Something I want to point out with Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not like Pokemon. It's not like, you know, all the other TCGs where you just see a cool card, you want to grade it. You only want to grade cards that are, that have some kind of significance, whether it be like an iconic new character. What you don't want to grade, for example, is all the super meta stuff. Like, don't grade hand traps. Nobody likes hand traps, first and foremost. We hate playing against hand traps. We use hand traps because you have to in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! But nobody likes seeing Ash Blossom or Buvalos, you know, the Charmies and stuff like that. Oop, we have another pack out. I didn't realize that we got another one. I double checked, but I guess it was buried. So can we get, I guess Kurikara is what I want next, because I really like the art on the Kurikara. Do we get the Kurikara? Let me open this first and foremost. This is gonna be kind of hard to open. I wish I had scissors here next to me, but that would make sense. Nice and easy. So you can get Kurikara. Dominus Purge is also an incredible one. Really like the art on that. This is so hard to open. Oop, we're dropping it. Just do it from the top up here. There we go. A lot easier that way. All right, just slide it out. What we got? And we got I forgot what this is called. We're just gonna put this to the side. It's the oh my god! I hate seeing this card. I'm like blanking super hard. I know what it is. It's like the God, I'm blanking so hard on it. That's fine. Nobody here actually likes pendulums anyways. Where's my Allen wrench that I was using last time to open these? Why am I not ready? I just recorded these earlier. Whatever, I guess we'll use our nails. When that combo starts popping off, you just kind of tune out, to be honest. They summon a bunch of cards from the extra deck and some that, and then it does a lot. It's annoying. It's one of those annoying decks. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You would not want to grade that one, for example. Dragoon, you could probably grade because it's cool. Mirror Jade, you would probably grade because it's cool. But in general, most of them, you'll end up selling because people will put it in their decks. So keep that in mind. All right, so we have 6 more boxes in this video, and then potentially 1 more video after this. The big one is going to be, obviously, the Dark Magician Girl Grandmaster. My chases currently are SB Little Knight and Masquerina and just regular Starlight. For the overframes, I am looking for Dark Magician Girl, obviously, and Dark Magician. And then that's really it. At least that I've done enough openings. I've pulled most of my chases, so I'm like, you know, kind of done with the set, which is nice. But if a Grandmaster pops out, that'd be great. You know, it's like, oh, it actually happened. And we got Crystal Golem, I think it's called. Keep going into the next one. There's a lot of random cards in this set. For the most part, the set is very, very strong. You know, we got like the adventure package in here. You have, for some reason, they added the God card support. I don't know why. Then you have Crystal Golem and everything there as well. It's like, oh, why is that in there? Or Cyber's Kid. I would just assume they're setting up for whatever's coming out next. It's cool because you can get a lot of the Fiendsmith cards in here as well, which is nice. And we got Fractal. Wait, is Fractal the only Tri-Brigade card in this set? I think it is. Fractal is another random one. Unless they're getting ready to release the ominous one as a overframe as well, which I could see. There's also a Lunalight card in here as well. Slash Draw, Detonate Karibo, and there is a collector rare engraver. And look what's nice about this. The new collector rare actually looks really clean. I like the shattered and prismatic like foil on it, and I hope that we get that. We have that technically, but it doesn't stand out as much, if that makes sense. Right, next pack. Of course, if you get any of the Grandmasters, they're going to be marked out of 100. They're going to be very, very expensive at the time. I'll be recording this, and by the time I upload, it's going to be even more. Dark Magician Girl is selling for like 30 grand right off the bat. Great. Do you not want to see, I think is that called Necro Shade? Elemental Hero? I want to see that one as my Starlight. Yeah, the Dark Magician Girl buyback currently, as of the 4th, is 4.5 million yen, which means if you go to the store and you pull the card, try to sell to them, they'll give you that much. And 4.5 million yen is a lot of money. It's like roughly about $30,000, $29,000, which means they'll probably list it for like 5 million or 4 million or 6 million, somewhere in that neighborhood. Because, you know, you're not going to sell at the same amount that you bought it back for. It's basically like, you know, trading into GameStop. There's the SP Little Knight that I would love to get that as a Starlight, but we're not going to get another Starlight in this pack. So yeah, it's going to be very expensive. And just so you know, because there's a lot of confusion, Grandmasters are not the same as overframe Starlights. I feel like I've said that a bunch of times, and people still, this card is incredibly broken. People are still very, very confused about it, so let me explain. This is the Dark Magician Feral Sermon that I pulled in the last video. This is just the ultra rare overframe rarity. So you have the normal one, which will look like this, same art, same effect. And then you have the next step up, which is the ultra rare overframe, which is this. And the next step above that is ultra frame, overframe Starlight. So it'll be basically, you know, super shiny with the borders and like all over the card. Then, if you happen to get a Grandmaster, it'll look like this, but the borders will have like a hieroglyphic black background. And then the bottom left, they'll tell you like a number out of 100. So that art is important. For some reason, despite explaining that as clearly as possible, I still have seen comments like, you gotta grade that, it's 1 out of 100. It's like, no, it's not. I wish. Then we got Ghost Trick something, one of the Ghost Trick cards. Again, one of the more random cards in the set. We have not got our overframe yet. Might be here. I think I saw a shine in the background. I did not. And good thing I didn't, because I don't want to pull Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon again. I pulled that card actually like 3 times now as an overframe. It's like, of course. Soul Crossing, Rivalry to Warlords, Samsara. And this is a good one, actually. This card's incredibly broken. Synchro Emergency. This is kind of valuable technically because it's incredibly meta. So going back to grading, you're not going to grade this card. Even if you have this as a serial, I mean, you might want to grade it as a serial just because it's one of the first serial cards ever, but it'd be worth nowhere near what like the Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl is worth, even if it is at 100, 1 out of 100. I think you can buy a Grandmaster of this for like 2 grand. The price has not gone up yet. The reason why it's even 2 grand is because this is playable. This is incredibly playable, but nobody actually wants this. Now, if the background was a bit more iconic, I mean, obviously we have like Junk Warrior and stuff. Then, my stuff filled up. As I was saying, if you wanted like something more iconic with art, then I just completely blank because my phone filled up. If the art was more iconic, like how Dark Magical Curtain has Dark Magician Girl on it, it'll be worth way, way more. I hope this doesn't look any more weirder because my phone filled up because I used my older iPhone to record the card view. And despite me deleting all the extra videos I had on there and then going to recently delete it and clearing out that folder, it still said I had no space. I guess because it's an old iPhone, Apple hit the destroy old iPhone button and yeah. But anyways, as I was saying, you don't want to grade this stuff. I don't even know what the last thing I said was, but you don't want to grade stuff like this because if people are playing it, even if you have the Grandmaster, I guess it's kind of cool because it's a serialized card, but it's like not really a good option. If you pull that as a serialized card, you basically cry is what happens. Watch me pull that just because I said that now. I hope not. Please do not let me get a serialized synchro emergency. I would throw up. All right, and that's the first box. All right, on to the next box. But yeah, as far as like grading, if you're new to this, I said this in the last video. I have a feeling that anybody that like enters the Yu-Gi-Oh hobby to try to take advantage of these like overframes that are coming, I mean, some people will probably make some money if they know what they're doing, but the average person that has no clue how Yu-Gi-Oh works will just get completely burned. Because I said this last time, the thing that people don't understand about Yu-Gi-Oh is we play our game more than we collect. You know, when you collect, you're collecting old stuff, you know, like the OG Dark Magician Girls, Dark Magician Blue Eyes. But as far as modern, what you see back here, not many people are grading modern cards. This is, I think, the only ARS 10 of the Asian English Diabell Star. And then also like in PSA 10, I believe it's like a top 10. Nobody else is grading those because we're busy playing those cards. Now, I like the art. It's one of my favorite cards. And people like me do exist here and there. So you might get someone who like will see a modern card that wants to have it collected in graded format. But we are very, very hard to find. That's all I'm going to say. I feel like a lot of people are going to come into the hobby and grade stuff like this and then try to sell it for an astronomical amount and just get laughed at and go, wow, Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. I can't sell my cards. It's because you don't know the product, bro. It's because you don't know the community. You don't know how anything works. This is what happens when you walk into the wrong house and then take your feet up on the couch. That's what happens. Anyways, excuse me while I pull this Grandmaster right now real fast for this clip. Bam. It would have been cool though. This is the Masquerina. This is one I would definitely recommend to get graded. Not this one specifically, but I'm saying when you get this, you know, in Starlight, in English, because it's a really cool card. She's very iconic. You know, the cards of today that are Dark Magician Girl 25 years ago consist of cards like SP Little Knight, you know, Sky Striker Ray is very popular, Diabell Star is popular, Masquerina obviously, but you're not gonna be grading stuff like this, you know, Sin Force or Gallon Granite. You're not gonna grade that. You might find the one person that randomly wants that graded, but they could also just buy the card straight up themselves and then grade themselves if they know how grading works. Keep that in mind. Zeus alt art. Alt arts are good options, you know. People like their alt arts. Depending on how cool the alt art is, it might be a lot more popular. Sometimes it's not. Wanted. Another good card that I would actually get. It's funny because I try to get a lot of these like modern cards graded that you're mostly playing, and like, again, I run into these exact same sellers that will list these cards for like insane prices. I'm like, bro, nobody's paying for this. And I should know because I'm the only one who's paying premium to begin with. That junk synchron again, that sucks. At least it was in Starlight and not in the ultra rare. I think it's a good card. All the new overframes are pretty playable. So if you pull a Starlight overframe, don't fret. Like, it's, you know, you could trade it, you could sell it, whatever. Keep that in mind. Same thing with when it comes out in the rarity collection. Depending on how easy it is to pull some of these cards, it could definitely make you money. I mean, if you look, like, everything that's at the top of like the price list in TCG Player for these cards is because they're very, very desired for decks. You know, cards like Dark Magician Destruction, which just came out in English finally. That card is like insanely expensive because it's super playable. It can go into almost any deck. It's a very, very small engine that turbos out Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. So that's why it's expensive. And, you know, people want the max rarity, which right now is the collector rate, which is why it's $300. Although I don't believe people actually paying that. I think it just got bought out. And now it's just going to be sitting on someone's stock. And they're not going to sell it. Oh, we got the Diabell Star again. That's a W. Again, normally, most people might not care about this, but Diabell Star is one of my favorite cards. And I don't like the chibis as much, but they did kind of cook with this chibi. So that's a W. I actually pulled that in the second video, actually. That was a great box. All right, what we got at the end here? Let's just kind of jump to the end. Nothing important. Last pack, Grandmaster question mark. I sure hope so. No. we got, oh, we did get a Dark Magical Curtain. Someone might grade this, and someone might want it. But for the most part, you are playing that. You're not really grading it. Can't stress that enough, you know. With me, there is people like me that exist, you know. I know Ruxin grades a lot of modern cards here and there because he knows what's popular. And really just boils down to, is it popular or not? That's why it's so much easier to grade Pokemon. Because with Pokemon, regardless if something is playable or not, if it's a popular Pokemon, it's worth putting in the slab. Someone's gonna win it. It's me, I'm someone. Perulia and Platinum Gadget. If you notice, I'm putting all the Molcharmies to the side. That's because the Molcharmies are very, very important to the meta right now. And definitely playable. Someone might want that graded, but again, I don't recommend it. There is the Masquerena again. Let's replace our Ultra. And my goal, like I said, is to pull that in Starlight form. I do like how, oh, we got a Starlight. We got a shiny Starlight. What do we get? Book of Eclipse. Very playable card. You're not going to grade that one. I mean, I guess you could. Basically, it's a trial and error. Like, if you know how popular a card is because people like it versus how they play it, that's what's going to be your deciding factor at the end of the day. I personally wouldn't, but I know people want, you know, blinged out version of Book of Eclipse for their decks. Egyptian God Slime, we got Abawaku, and Fractal. What's going to be our overframe? I'm going to make a hard prediction. We're going to get a overframe Dark Magical Curtain right now in Starlight form. Bam. All right. Metamorphosis. Wait, did I already pull it? Was the... No, Junk Synchron wasn't from this box. Oh. There it is. I hate this card. I absolutely hate this stupid Pendulum Dragon. Odd Eyes. Well, that box is cooked. That box is absolutely cooked, so we can just kind of speed through it. This is the part where I speed through it and they have an extra Grandmaster in here. Imagine you pulled the Grandmaster Dark Magical Curtain in the pack. The box you said was gonna be ass. Yep. Okay. Last 3 packs. Got a Meowls. I have gotten the Charmies in so many rarities. At this point, I have like multiple playsets in Collector Rare. Which is good, because you know I can get some of my money back. I can sell this bulk off to a store in Japan. It's easier said than done. Luckily, I have some friends who live in Japan who can be like, yeah, I'll sell it for you. It's like, appreciate it. And then you turn around and buy more boxes and then pull nothing. Imagine. But they get the Dark Magician in that box just now. All right, that was one batch of boxes. This is the second batch. So in this one, I got 3 and 3 from 2 different sellers. I don't know if these both came from Japan, because I did order some outside of Japan, and when you order outside of Japan, there is some places that will have like the, instead of it being out of 100, it'll say out of 100A, which might be less desirable, but it's still a serialized card, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I feel like regardless of what region you get your cards from, if it's serialized, it's your, whoa. Yeah, these might be from, because these packs feel different. Oh, these packs feel very different. Okay, this is definitely from the outside region. So if we pull a serialized card here, it's going to say 100A. And right off the bat, we got our Starlight. I like how we got the same Starlight that I got from last time. Yeah, these packs feel like a bit taller. Oh, I think this is the ones I ordered from TCG Corner, which is, I believe they're located in Singapore, but I might be wrong. So it's still in Japanese. Yeah, the packs feel taller too. So if we get a Grandmaster out of this, it's gonna say 100A instead of just 100. There is a Pilgrim Reaper. I wonder if the pull rates are also the same, where it's like 1 Starlight. I think it is. I assume it is. I don't know why it wouldn't make it any different. Okay. Power Tool Dragon. Soul Crossing, Samsara, and a Fuva. Nice. Even the Secret Rare print feels, or like the Secret Rare foil feels a bit more shinier. This. You would think that they're actually fake. Just how they are. Wow, I thought that was a Starlight. It's just so shiny. Yeah, these definitely came from a shiny factory. Fractal, we got Eclipse Twins, Fancy Ball, and Subterra Guru, I think. I hate Subterras. Cyber's Kid, one of the fusion cards. And ooh, that's a nice looking. Yeah, look how different this collect. Well, this is just an ultimate rare. But it had kind of like that prismatic like crack foil to it. Right. Subterra Guru. Yeah, that. I forgot what it's called. Ghost Trick. My brain wants to say like Prank Kids, but it's not Prank Kids. It's Ghost Trick. King of Feral Imps, Wanted, Enforce, and Dark World No More in alt art. We got Egyptian God Slime and Crystal G Golem. Where is my overframe? I would like my overframe right now. Actually, I don't. But we got Avermax, Crusadia. I remember when Crusadia Avermax was such a threat. It would just hit the field. You're like, what do I do? How do I out this? You don't. And how the mighty have fallen. Like, nobody even plays that card anymore. You can hang out over here. All right, so that was our overframe. Not a good one at all. Then we got a whole lot of nothing. The last pack. Nothing. Okay. So first box was a dud. Say? It does not say. It's funny, even the shrink wrap feels like smoother. Whereas the shrink wrap in the first set of boxes, the only ones I opened, the Japanese ones, were a bit more like rougher, if that makes sense. All right. Box number 3 from the Asian edition. That was still Japanese. I think I already saw Shine. Yamine. We got Trident Dragon, Stardust Dragon. And it's a shine because the ultimate rare in this is just so glossy for some reason. But we got Totally Awesome. Just not a totally awesome card. I hate that card. Wanted. And Griffin Rider. They're really pushing the adventure engine on us. Again. Meows. Soul Crossing. And then, again, I see the shine. I'm like, oh, Starlight. It's not a Starlight. It's crazy how you can have the same card in such different, like, print quality. It's nuts. Got Egyptian God Slime again. What you got for me? We got Engage, which is a great card. Highly playable, but I don't know how popular the chibi version of that will be. Someone might play it, I guess. Shining Flare Wingman. Exactly the overframe I wanted to see. Well, I'm gonna just whip that one completely. Just go to the next one. I just go straight to the back. Yeah. At this point, I'm just looking for the Starlight. Hoping that I get my Mask Arena. Magnifica. SP Little Knight as well. I try to get that as a Royal in Master Duel and I failed. I'm failing IRL right now as well, which is funny. There is Shining Flare Wingman again. Retrain. Nothing there. Wonder if any of like the YouTubers will pull a Grandmaster. I don't know, a lot of you guys expect people on the YouTube side to just be chasing this. Chasing a serial is really, really hard. I don't recommend it. Yeah, that was a terrible box. That is by far the worst box I've seen. That box was terrible. I'm only saying that because I'm setting up this this Grandmaster pull right now to save the box. I did not, but I did get the Funeral Servant Dark Magician. All right, last box, and that's it. Save us, RNG. Let me get a Grandmaster Dark Magician. No, I want to point out I still have not pulled the actual Dark Magician girl. I got the one that was gifted to me in the first video, which is nice. So the pressure's off of trying to pull it. But yeah, the card is definitely the most desired one. And I haven't even seen like the overframe regular either. It all changed until this box right here. Watch. There's the Masquerina again. For good luck, we're gonna put it to the side. I want that as a Starlight. That's my goal here. I know someone's gonna ask, why aren't you wearing gloves? Wearing gloves is like the biggest myth in opening cards. And before you tell me like, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I've graded more cards than probably anybody. I have some of them, you know, I have a lot of like, oh, there she is. Oh, snap. There's the ultra rare version. Ooh, imagine that was the Grandmaster. I was about to say, I have like, every big hit I've ever gotten that was, you know, in good quality end up being a 10. What usually happens is what you don't want to do is like pull a card and then you're holding like this, you know. What I tend to do is I'm holding the edges very, very carefully, so you like minimize oil from your fingers that you naturally have. So just don't do this. I often see people pull cards or they do box breaks where they're holding the cards like this. I'm like, bro, why are you holding that person's card like that? Let it go. You don't actually need gloves. Gloves can actually cause more damage in the card at the end of the day. But here's a comparison of the overframe versus the regular ultra rare. This card is just absolutely insane. That art is just, yeah, they cooked. They absolutely cooked. All right, we're gonna end our Dark Magician Girl hunt by pulling technically the overframe, but not the Grandmaster. And we get Crusadia Avermax for our Starlight. Unfortunately, damn, that sucks. That sucks because I wanted the SP Little Knight. All right, let's just kind of power through this. But yeah, you don't need gloves if you're smart. You know, as long as your hands are dry, you know, you wash them and everything. You're not dirty. You're fine. Some of y'all might need gloves because a lot of you guys don't shower. But you don't actually need it. Get me when I'm holding it carefully on the edges again. Fractal. I do always find it funny when people try to educate me on gloves. It's like, bro, me of all people, I have more, I've graded more 10s than anybody you probably know. And that's because I know how to handle my cards. Why aren't you sleeving up the Avermax? Because nobody cares about it, that's why. All right, last one. Got a sequence. Right to the back. You got one of the Lunalight Fusion again. It's not Liger Dancer. I forgot which one it is. Probably it's a new one, or if it's an alt art or what. I don't play Lunalight. I beat Lunalight normally. All right, Rivalry, SP, and then we got Elemental Wingman. There's another Dark Magician Girl in Secret Rare form. I think that's the first Secret Rare I got, but I might be wrong. There is Synchro Emergency. In the last pack to end it all, we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, that is going to wrap up the journey. I think I have one more box or set of boxes coming. And after that, I probably will not try to get more just because it's very, very expensive. It's also difficult. And for every single day that passes, we're seeing more of the serialized cards pulled to the point where we're almost done with all of them. We're not done with them yet, but you know what I'm saying? Like, for all you know, all of them got pulled by now because of how popular the set was in the initial print. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.